While Israel says it does have evidence it's not behind the hospital explosion, there are questions about why it took several hours for Israel to deny the country's involvement and even more hours to offer proof. And if the U.S. agrees that Israel was not behind the tragedy, perhaps there are questions tonight about why President Biden is not speaking out more directly and more forcefully at pointing the finger at Hamas or Islamic Jihad. Moments ago, I spoke to the former U.S. ambassador to Israel, David Friedman, and asked him those questions. Ambassador, the United States intelligence agencies has collected with high confidence, it's preliminary, but with high confidence, signals that the blast was caused by Islamic Jihad's rocket and not a missile from Israel. Why do you think the U.S. and President Biden aren't being more forceful in announcing this so far?
Well, unfortunately, when this first happened last evening, it caused an eruption around the Arab world that was, extraordinary. I mean, Jordan, Egypt, all across the West Bank. I mean, it was, the sight of a hospital being destroyed, and the reports that 500 people were killed was traumatic to the people that heard it. Now, I can tell you that even within an hour or two, when I started looking at the damage, it was obvious that it wasn't Israel, because there was no crater. Israel is going to, if Israel drops a rocket or a bomb from an airplane onto the parking lot where this dropped, you'd see a big hole in the ground. So
right,
yeah.
But wouldn't a more forceful announcement from the United States or the intelligence agencies that all signs indicate that it was Islamic Jihad and not Israel, wouldn't that do something perhaps to quell the Arab protests, or no?
No, they say, a lie is halfway around the world before the truth puts on its shoes. It's just that word got out. It was aided by people in our own country, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar. They were putting out tweets right away. And Israel, because Israel wants to get this right, it took them, I don't know, an hour just to make sure. I mean, they had to make sure.
No, it took longer. It took longer. Israel waited almost 3 hours to deny responsibility for the explosion and 6 hours before supplying its first proof that they said showed it was Islamic Jihad. Did they wait too long?
Right. I think it took them that long. I wish they would have done it sooner. But look, it's a battlefield, right? So Israel, unlike Islamic Jihad or Hamas, doesn't want to say things that aren't true. So they had to confirm. So they had to go through the entire, evening of war activities just to make sure that nothing, headed in that direction. And I think they wanted to assemble the evidence. I would have acted faster. I think it would have been helpful to act faster. But it didn't matter. Within an hour, it was too late. I mean, it really took. This took over the area so quickly. And I can tell you, even today, even now, tomorrow, the next day, with all the evidence, you go into Egypt, you go into Jordan, you go into Gaza, you go into the West Bank, and you show it won't make a difference. It will not make a difference. There is no appetite in any of these areas to really understand what really happened. They have their narrative, and they want to stick with it.
And by the way, we should point out that Hamas has provided no proof that, in fact, it was a missile from Israel. They've just claimed it without any proof of any kind whatsoever, whereas Israel has tried to provide proof that it was Islamic Jihad. I'm curious, Ambassador, we're seeing all these protests in Egypt and Jordan over the attacks in Gaza, but both of those countries have refused to help the Palestinians in Gaza or to let any of them in.
Yeah, look, this is, welcome to the Middle East. And I mean, obviously, you know this area well, but, when I was in office, we worked really hard with both Jordan and Egypt to try to get them to provide some form of relief to the Palestinians. And, there's a huge Palestinian population in Jordan. It's I believe the majority of the Jordanians are Palestinians. And I think that in both cases, you have to understand what drives both these countries. These are not democracies. These are dictatorships. And in both these countries, their greatest enemy is the same enemy that Israel has. It's radical Islamic extremism. And so they view Hamas as exactly the wrong people to bring into either one of their countries. They think these will be people that will try to overthrow them.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.